This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
All right, Jimmy, I can feel it coming. The floaters in my eyes, the nausea, pain in my head. I'm about to get a full-blown migraine. Not right now, but it happens often, enough that I'm grounded until it passes. I can't think, I can't go to work, I can't eat, I can't exercise. You know what I'm talking about? All I can do is just pretty much sit still, close my eyes, and wait for it to go away.
Your life just really comes to a halt.
It really does.
Listen, I've seen you suffer those, and I feel so bad for you. I've never had that. However, there are 36 million others who do know what it feels like. Let's break down some numbers for you. According to the Migraine Research Foundation, about 1 in 4 households includes someone with a migraine. More than 10% of the population, including children, suffer from migraines. The foundation says that's more than diabetes and asthma combined. And just like Lisa, more than 90% of those with migraines are not able to work or function normally during an episode. Now, it would be nice to be able to stop migraines before they start, but to do that, you've got to recognize the triggers.
Yeah, and a couple of them may actually take you by surprise. We all know that weather can make your body ache. In fact, you can probably feel it when it's about to rain. You know, you hear people talk about that. But researchers say lightning, in particular, may trigger migraine pain. In a recent study, participants who kept headache diaries reported lightning when they had a migraine. Scientists can't explain it, but say perhaps lightning emits electromagnetic waves or fungal spores that can cause trouble.
Researchers in Israel say chewing gum can also play a role. They asked 30 people who suffer migraines to stop chewing gum for a month. The study showed symptoms improved for 26 of the participants, and for 19 of them, researchers say the pain disappeared altogether. Now, regardless of what triggers migraines, there's one thing that can certainly be taken for sure. They're no fun.
No, absolutely not. And joining us today to help us better understand this debilitating condition is Dr. Richard Bird, a neurologist with Peninsula Regional Medical Center. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
And you know, we called it a condition. Some people actually call migraine headaches a disease. Is that what it is?
I've seen it called both. I've always referred to it more of as a condition because it's a group of symptoms that usually is known for the headache, but there are other symptoms that have nothing to do with headaches that make migraine a very interesting condition because there's so many different facets of it. But headaches are what it's known for.
Now, we talked about lightning, we talked about chewing gum. Are there other things that can trigger a migraine?
Several. Stress is a common one. Lack of sleep sometimes will, and some people will trigger it. Hormones are a big one because there's such a significant female preponderance to having migraine that it often follows the menstrual cycle. People tend to get them at puberty, tend to have them go away at menopause, get worse with birth control pills, get better with pregnancy. So female hormones play a role, and men carry female hormones too, just less of them.
Any foods?
Certain foods. Chocolate is a big one, which most women don't want to hear.
No.
Chocolate. Sometimes peanuts, sausage, hot dogs, foods with nitrates in them. Monosodium glutamate in some people.
Alcohol?
Occasionally, alcohol in some people. Will do it. Caffeine, rarely. So yes, there are certain things that can trigger them. So we often tell people to keep a headache diary of what you ate and what you did to see what can happen.
Okay. So things with MSG, it seems like a lot are on that list, right?
You can get a headache from MSG, may or may not be a migraine.
Right. Okay. Okay, so once we get the classic migraine, what are some of the symptoms for people who may not even know if it's a migraine or not?
Classical migraine often starts with symptoms in the eyes. You can get blurred vision and often what they call a fortification spectra, where you begin to get these jagged lines in your vision which gradually expand until it takes out a lot of your vision.
Like this.
And then gradually moves out of your vision. That may precede the headache for about 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's a very good picture of what you see.
That's what you see?
Yeah.
Wow.
And as that clears, it's often followed by a headache on the one side of the head, where the word migraine comes from the word hemicrania, meaning half a headache. So the headache is usually one-sided, but it can be both, or either side, which is a throbbing, pounding headache, often with nausea, vomiting, blurred vision, sensitivity to light.
Wow.
It's
even tingling or numbness in the extremities?
Yes, that's very common.
Yeah, it can be confused with a stroke too.
Yes.
Okay, so
older people, yes.
What is a chronic migraine?
Chronic migraine tends to be people who have them much more often, like 3 to 5 times a week or more. They may have less nausea and vomiting. The headache is becoming more chronic. It can be more bilateral. You may or may not get all the vision symptoms or the chronic auras. And it becomes a real problem because people take a lot of pain medication with it, which can make it worse in the long run.
Oh my.
Oh.
You know?
Is there a certain group of people that are more prone to getting migraine headaches than others?
Women primarily, runs in families, so if there's a strong family history of migraine, there's a good chance that other members of the family will develop it too. You know, people with other health issues can occasionally have it. People who have trouble with stress, major depression, people will often have a lot of headaches.
Even
Is there
kids?
an age issue?
Most people get it around the age of puberty on through middle age and then leave at menopause type of thing. So most old people don't have migraines anymore. But kids can even have it as early as the age of 2 and 3. It's been reported milder usually than the adults, but you can get them.
But there is hope. I mean, for people like me,
Yes.
that it is going to go away eventually.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
So is there some way to prevent a migraine?
If you can identify triggers
Yeah.
that are particularly pertinent to you,
Right.
and you can eliminate those, that usually helps. I often tease that people should be born to a different set of parents,
Yeah.
but that we
doesn't
can't
work
change
well.
that. But there are medications that often help.
Yeah.
We have kind of groups, what we call episodic headaches. For those who get them occasionally,
Yeah.
like 1 to 3 or 4 times a month, we can have medications that often kill the migraine within half an hour to an hour. They're usually very effective for most people.
Okay.
If they're very frequent, we try a prophylactic regimen where we put people on medication which they take daily to try to prevent.
Okay.
Nothing totally works, but
Right.
they're usually quite effective in reducing the amount so we can keep people working and not in bed as much.
And what about Botox? I've heard about Botox. Does
yeah.
that work?
Botox has finally been approved. It's been out there for many years, but it was approved a few years ago for people who have minimum of 15 headaches a month, which means they have headaches most of the time.
Right.
And Botox shots, or botulinum toxin, are given in 31 spots around the head and neck, and it lasts for about 3 months. It's often significantly reduces, but usually does not eliminate the headaches. They've been injecting the forehead sometimes in people, and that can sometimes be helpful, just these muscles right here.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr.
Enjoy it.
Bird.
Appreciate your time.
And to read more from PRMC, go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. Well, maybe you'd like natural relief from your migraine pain. It may be as simple as heading to the kitchen and pulling out the produce.
Get this, according to First Choice Smart, fresh grape juice seems to bring relief to migraine sufferers. Before you grab a bottle of grape juice, experts say the juice from the actual fruit works best. Lemons may also do the trick. The folks at First Choice Smart suggest peeling a lemon and grinding the peel into a paste. You then want to apply the paste to your forehead. Sit back and relax. While you're relaxing, go ahead and brew yourself a cup of mint tea. Apparently it pulls double duty. First, breathing in the tea's aroma can help you relax, which is important when you're in pain. And according to First Choice Smart, drinking the tea may add another dose of relief.
And Dr. Bird touched on the difference between migraine and headache. Maybe you are just having a little bit of pain, but you wouldn't really classify it as a migraine. Well, there are foods that can help for that too. Here are the top 5 headache healing foods according to nutritionist Dave Zinko. Almonds are at the top of the list. Dave says they're rich in magnesium, which may help ease and prevent head pain. Milk may also help. In fact, Dave says a diet rich in dairy may relieve some of that banging in your brain. Peanut butter is next on the list. Dave says this in particular can help ladies dealing with menstrual cycle headaches. That's because peanut butter is rich in vitamin E and can lower the onset of cycle-related pain. Salmon is another headache healing food. Dave says it has tryptophan in it, which can ease headache pain. Finally, cherries round out the list. Dave says this tasty fruit can help you regulate pain. So, Jimmy, load up.
So I can have salmon and cherries jubilee and I'm good to go.
You're good to go.
I'm good to go. Something that can trigger a migraine for some people is the sun. So still ahead on Delmarva Life, the sun can also cause a host of problems when it comes to your eyes. Did you know your eyes can actually suffer from sunburn? We're going to learn more about that and other sun damage to your eyes next.
And keeping the sun out of your eyes while you drive is the promise made by the EasyView XT Sun Guard. We found someone who knows a thing or two about driving to put it to the test. See if he thinks it's worth the $9.95. Delmarva Life. We'll be right back.